In front of me is all the meat from an entire Wagyu cow. And next to me is Rami, a 10-time sumo national champion. I've broken down this Wagyu cow into 10 different sections, each of which will be turned into a different dish for Rami to eat. Rami has taken down lots of 500-pound sumo wrestlers, but today he'll face his biggest challenge ever. You think you can eat your way through an entire Wagyu cow?
No. I know I can.
To successfully defeat this cow, Rami must finish all 10 courses. And first up, I'll be making sushi using a strip loin. Right away, you can see this is a perfect cut of meat for sushi. I'll take about a 1-inch cut off the edge of this meat, and despite it being Wagyu, it is so thick that it's actually pretty difficult to cut through. Then, before making the actual sushi, I'll trim off all of the edges, making sure to leave as much of the meat as possible. But don't worry, we're saving this fat to make some donuts for dessert. Once I've trimmed it down to this block, I'll cut it through the center just once more, and then it's time to switch out my knife and to cut nice thin slices for my sashimi. Once I got my slices, it's time to make my sushi. First, I'll take my strip loin and lay it in my hand, pressing it down just a bit in the center, almost sort of gently melting the fat down in the center of my piece. Then I'll grab my sushi rice and lightly roll it around in my hand, making sure not to press it down too hard. This goes into the center of the beef, where I then shape it, flip it over, and our nigiri is done. Rami, you ready?
Oh yeah.
Course number 1 is your Wagyu sushi. I just want to make sure that you know that all the meat that you're having today is Wagyu beef, A5, Kobe, and we have the entire cow. First bite.
So good. I'll cry now.
You're gonna cry?
I'm really happy, so I feel like I'm gonna cry.
This part might feel easy, but we have an entire Wagyu cow, and you're only on level 1 out of 10. Are you gonna make it that far?
Take your time.
Want me to take some?
Next! Level 1. This is not challenge.
For our second course, we're going to be making a Wagyu macaron with this sirloin butt. To begin, I've finely chopped up this sirloin butt into these small Wagyu medallions. These are the very delicate macaron shells. And to assemble, I'll add some foie gras to the bottom of our shell. Next, I'll top it with these sweet and creamy buttery apples. Then the sirloin butt with just a bit of steak sauce. And then last, we'll top it off with my personal favorite, some Japanese sea urchin, also known as uni. And just as if we're assembling a burger, we can't forget the top bun. Rami's not the only one that gets to eat today.
Yo, Nick, let's eating more cookie.
Your second course and the second section of the cow, these Wagyu macarons.
It's sweet and have multiple flavor.
You got every little possible delicious bite.
Oh, you put magic inside. Can you see?
Yeah.
Like that. It's rolling.
Course number 3 is a Wagyu donburi using the chuck roll. Because you get a nice bang for your buck, this actually happens to be one of my favorite cuts of meat. After thinly slicing the chuck roll on a meat slicer, I'm gonna make a few cuts because we're gonna cook it in this flavorful broth. This sauce right here is actually Linja's favorite sauce. It's a combination of mirin, sake, soy sauce, and sugar. In just a few seconds, it's already done, and I'm gonna lay it over the top of my rice to start crafting the donburi. Once I've pressed all of this down, I'll leave a nice hole in the middle, and there, I'm gonna crack in my poached egg. To finish, I'll sprinkle around the edges with a bit of green onion, and then the final touch is this incredible crispy garlic.
I'm hungry. He's late, yeah? Nick!
Yeah. Wagyu donburi.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
This is really huge bite.
This is a sumo-sized bite, Rami. Oh.
You keep surprising me.
Have you had donburi before?
This is first time I've ever having donburi.
And you like it? So it's not gonna be the last. Rami, next time moving on to section number 4 of the cow. You're almost at the halfway point.
What time the challenge is gonna begin? Make it quick! I get hungry!
Dish number 4, using our 4th section of the cow, is going to be this Wagyu carpaccio using a tenderloin. Normally I don't love tenderloin since it's not all that exciting, but with Wagyu, when it gets marbled like this, it's delicious. Once this is thinly shaved using a meat slicer, I'll carefully lay it down in the center of my plate. As you can see, I'm wearing gloves because given it's so thin, it's going to melt if I don't. I'll top this off with a nice sprinkle of salt, some fresh cracked pepper, some nice fresh cut kiwi, not just for the flavor, but actually also for the color, some honey lemon cherry tomatoes where the skin has actually been completely removed so you get a nice soft bite, some of this beautiful passion fruit jelly, which again gives us a nice pop of that yellow color, but also this incredible acidic and sour flavor. Then a light sprinkle of shiso leaf, which is sort of similar to Japanese basil, but I happen to like it a lot better. And I'll finish it off with just a nice drizzle of olive oil. Course number 4, Wagyu carpaccio.
This is a really piece of art, so I'm sorry for what you're gonna see now. I'm making Wagyu fruit roll-up.
A Wagyu fruit roll-up. With the Wagyu that I just carefully sliced into perfect thin layers, you've turned it into this.
It's really beautiful. Oh my god. And after that, what we do?
I don't even want to wait.
Listen. It's fire.
You didn't even chew it. You just squeeze it.
Where is the real challenge? Make it quick.
We are 50% of the way through this cow, and Rami is 50% of the way to victory. For this course, we'll be doing something exciting, a Wagyu hot stone using this tri-tip. I have set this oven to 500 degrees, and in just a bit, this is going to be ready for Rami to cook. To begin, I'll slice straight through the center of the tri-tip, which looks incredible on the inside. Then I'll slice off a steak, and we're left with this. I'll trim off all of the edges, removing all that fat, and saving even more for our Wagyu fried donuts at the end. This course, Rami is cooking by himself, so I'm simply going to cut off some nice cubes like this, and we'll let Rami do the rest of the work on his own. So once I've cut it into nice pieces like this, it's ready to go. Rami, be careful, don't move. This is a 550 degree hot stone. Feel the heat from above. Be careful.
This is what I talk about.
And Rami,
Yeah.
here's the meat. Beautiful tri-tip. Go ahead. Do you hear? So Rami, tell me, I heard you have a fun fact about your last name.
My last name is here, El Gazar.
El Ghazar, what does that mean?
Yes.
The beast.
It's meaning butcher.
Your last name means butcher?
Yeah.
And you're eating a whole cow?
Yeah.
You've made it through 50% of the cow so far. You still have half of the cow to go. I can't wait for the end when you just can't eat anymore.
Can we stop talking and begin cook?
Wow, okay. We've officially started the second half of Rami's Wagyu challenge, and we'll be using this ribeye to make shabu shabu, which is also known as Japanese hot pot. To begin, we need to carefully slice our meat, and the way we do that is when it's still slightly frozen. What's amazing is how you still see that perfect cross-section of the ribeye with every slice that we get here. Once I finish slicing, I'll wrap it all up and place it in here for this nice presentation for Rami. This is when the challenge really begins. Rami! Course number 6. This is a beautiful shabu shabu broth. It's got a little bit of shiitake mushrooms, a little kombu.
Where is the food?
You asked for a challenge, I brought you a challenge.
Okay, I'm ready. It's same like chankunabi, you know, the sumo.
Yeah.
It's almost like.
While we wait for the broth to heat up, you've been in all sorts of movies and TV shows and things like that already, right? Commercials.
I did 7 seasons from Spanish TV show named Tengo Talento, Mucho Talento, Hola Familia. It's el grande, el famoso, el osito.
You speak Spanish?
Poquito español. We did 200 or more live show for sumo, and we work in some films now. And chef too, so I'm gonna make food now.
The water's boiling, so it's time. I have a trick to show you. So here's what I do, Rami. I take my Wagyu, I go like this. Ooh, pretty cool, right? And then I just put it in and I just sort of, you know.
Didn't work at all.
Eat the shabu shabu.
Okay, now we will begin with the beef. Put it like that. Not by his technique. To make food is really, really easy. Just enjoy it. I love all green vegetables. It's healthy. I've been asking Nick all day for food, and finally he bring some food. So I think the challenge begin now. I don't want to tell Nick, but right now I feel about 30% full. I hope he didn't hear me. Keep it secret. You know what? Nick can cook. So good. Oh. Done! Next!
For section number 7 of the cow, I'm using a picanha to make a Wagyu tataki. To begin, we'll need to trim down our picanha. Once I cut out a nice thick steak, I'll carefully remove all the fat on the edges, again, saving it to fry those donuts, and then it's time to sear. We're looking to cook through just lightly on all of the outsides, keeping the center nice and raw, just as you do for a tuna tataki. For a bit of extra flavor, I also want a torch. When slicing into this, if we've done it properly, it should be nice and pink on the inside. To plate, I'll layer down my tataki, using odd numbers like I always do, and then we'll finish with a sauce made with cream cheese, maple syrup, and apricot, and I'll top it off with some nice fresh mint. Number 7. Wagyu tataki. One of my personal favorites.
Let's see.
I feel like there's no way that you're not getting a little bit full yet.
Never.
Really?
I want to beat the cow and the horse. The mint is really good in this one.
Right now, even though you're pretending like you're not, I feel like you're in one of the toughest battles of your life with all this Wagyu cow. Can you tell me about the craziest sumo fight you ever had?
2015, I fight with Biambot. He was really strong sumo wrestler.
Did he win?
No, I beat him.
We'll see if you can take down course number 8.
I will. Get rid of stuff.
Course number 8, a giant brisket, served somewhat Texas style. With this brisket, I'm gonna go the classic route and smoke it. But first, I wanna show you that beautiful marbling on the inside of a Wagyu brisket, because this isn't something you see every day. I fast forwarded through the part of us smoking this, and Rami doesn't really wanna wait any longer. But similar to our tataki, I'm gonna get nice thin slices of our brisket. Wagyu brisket is a bit different, so we're not cutting it as large as we would a classic brisket, but the presentation ends up looking the same. Rami, how you feeling?
Feeling good.
Are you full? Be honest with me.
Not yet.
But you're getting there?
Not yet.
Wagyu brisket. Served somewhat of a Japanese-Texas fusion style. We've got the brisket, of course. Then we've got some Japanese milk bread, a potato salad, all the classic sides. Fight! While you're finishing this one, I heard you like to cook. What are your 3 favorite things to cook?
Number 1, beef. Number 2, Egyptian food. Number 3, seafood.
Ah, I like those choices. I'll let you finish.
Can you help? Help me, it's just some beef. I think I'm gonna lose today. But I'll keep going. Just for you guys. Nick!
Nice job. Oh, what about the pickle?
Okay.
For our last savory course, we're using the final 2 cuts of Wagyu beef. The first one being short rib, and the second being skirt steak. Once we've ground up equal parts of both of those cuts, I'll shape it into a nice patty, and I must note that Wagyu burgers are the hardest burgers in the world to make, given how fatty it is. And because of all that fat, we don't need to oil the pan. If Rami somehow makes it through our burger course here, I don't know how he'll possibly finish that Wagyu donut. Once I've got a nice crust on that bottom side, it's time to carefully scrape and then give it a nice flip. I've lightly toasted off some sesame buns. Once it's nice and crispy all around, I'll place down my patty, and to finish, I'll place on my tomato in nice little heart shapes for Rami since I love him. And I'll finish with just a little bit of lettuce for the color and the crunch. Done.
I heard Nick made burger, so I hope it's small one. I almost stuffed.
Rami! Course number 9. Ooh. Is this big giant Wagyu burger. It's very delicate because it's pure Wagyu, and you're not supposed to make a burger like this, but I did it anyway. For you.
This is really huge.
Is this the point where the cow beats Rami?
Never. Wow. Do you see what is going on here?
The juice. Ugh. I need to go make dessert because for course number 10, I need to fry off some donuts. And I don't want to make you wait.
To be honest, I'm 95% full. Actually, 100% stuffed. But I need to keep going. Wish me luck. Number 9 done. Where's Nick? Oh my God.
We're at course number 10. We've made it through every section of the cow, except for the fact that you can't waste anything, and we've got this leftover Wagyu fat, with which we're gonna make donuts. To begin, we'll add all of it into our pot and fire up the heat. While our fat melts down, I'll make my glaze. We're gonna keep this classic. Just a bit of powdered sugar, a touch of vanilla extract, I don't have my homemade version today, and to finish, a splash of heavy cream. Then we mix. Once that's done, I'll slide in my Wagyu fat, and at this point, it's time to fry off our donut. I'm being very careful to make sure that every single side is perfectly golden brown, and that it gets just the right amount of that Wagyu flavor. Once our donut's finished, on we go to the paper towel, and now that our donut is perfectly fried, it's time to dip. It's been a long day.
Yeah.
Course number 10. You already ate so much Wagyu today, and I think you very much passed 20,000 calories that I figured I'd let you off a little bit easy with this final course.
The smell is really good.
If you finish this donut, you've successfully eaten your way through an entire Wagyu cow.
Let's do it. Nick, I have one more question.
What's that?
When's the challenge actually begin?
Any last words, Rami?
Go subscribe so we can catch Gordon. You don't wanna make me mad. Subscribe now.